Welcome back to the Johnny 50 channel. Here's a story I've been meaning to circle back to for some time. Back in February of 2019, Special Forces, what appears to be CBRN crews, chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear specialists, raiding a downtown Los Angeles address with the military saying it was just an exercise. Well, I wasn't going to let this go unchecked and decided to head downtown along with Bell for Freedom. Honestly, I think this was one of the eeriest settings I've ever been privileged to. Take a look at the man walking towards us. Did you see it? Did you see it? Probably not. Let's slow this down and take a closer look. He's passing something from one hand to the other, turns around and doesn't miss a stride. Also, watch his intense peering into Bell's camera. Now, this could absolutely be nothing. However, when we get into the story a little further, there were plenty of plainclothes operatives that were scouring this location because this was only a couple of days after this incident took place. Here is a zoomed in and quarter speed of the transfer from one hand to the next. Again, could be totally nothing. Look at how awkwardly he's holding his arms as well. And then he checks on the package in the front right. It's still there? Look at him. This guy looks like Eddie Van Halen, but the creepy version. Here we are back to full frame, and look at this stare. We'll freeze it right there. If you've ever been to downtown Los Angeles, there's a lot of different people. Nobody looks like this. Trust me. The cowboy boots, the weird no play for Mr. Gray, dyed goatee. I tried to freeze frame and do frame by frame to try to get the logo on the jacket, if it meant anything. I'm sure it was just some generic jacket to try to blend in, though. I know what you're thinking, Johnny. You're just being paranoid. Well, Bell for Freedom was posted across the street and down a couple of buildings. And once she saw my interaction with the security guard go south and get physical, she decided to move and cross the street. However, there was a woman standing at the intersection who literally had 4 to 5 changes of the light that did not cross, but decided to cross when Bell crossed. She picked up on that, pointed her camera at this woman, and she looked like she wanted to be teleported to the surface of the sun. Not that the sun has a surface. Check this out. Why would somebody sit and wait 4 to 5 changes of the light and not cross a street? Unless you were there posted up and she didn't know Belle was in on this with me because she was on the DL. All right, let's get into it.
A heart-stopping moment for people in Los Angeles when loud explosions rocked the night air and military helicopters descended to land on one of the city's busiest streets. Jim Murray explains what was going on.
Oh my God.
Los Angeles under attack? It sure looked that way as Black Hawk helicopters flew in formation right over downtown buildings in the pitch dark. You can even hear an explosion. Choppers landed smack in the middle of Wilshire Boulevard. Soldiers could be seen running to climb on board in this video shot by a guy out his apartment window. The U.S. Army did send out a media advisory about the drill, the purpose of which was to enhance soldier skills by operating in various urban environments and settings.
Okay, here's where the government lays it on thick, kids. Residents may hear sounds associated with training, including aircraft and weapons simulations. Citizens in close proximity to the areas the training will take place will be notified prior to the training. Ask any of these people that were being interviewed on the streets, and none of them were given a heads up as to what was going on. Everybody was in shock.
I definitely think, it would be nice to get a heads up. Nowadays you just never know what's happening.
In just a few seconds, I'm going to show you a video of 2 consecutive door breaches. These are charges to force open a locked or a reinforced door. Okay, this is 1138 Wilshire Boulevard in downtown Los Angeles. This is the Guatemalan House of Culture. And here's a wide shot of it from Google Street View. Here's a tighter shot of the doors, the metal doors. And you can see that there's signs that say that it's closed, it's an abandoned building, and it was slated for demolition in a month from now. So let's listen to the breach charge as they blow up this metal gate front door. So the big building in the back there is the Wells Fargo Bank, which is pictured here on the right. The Guatemalan House of Culture is just to the left out of frame here. And here's a Black Hawk helicopter, apparently having just dropped off troops on the ground. And here comes the first of 2 door breaches. That was the front door to 1138 Wilshire Boulevard. Anyone who thinks this is a military exercise is poorly informed. They are raiding an actual real-world address, and here comes the second breach. Which apparently was the back door to get in. So keep thinking that it's a military exercise, kids.
Then you are clear to engage. Hit it.
Now, what am I supposed to tell the press?
Training exercise. Isn't that the usual BS?
It's not that simple. An unfortunate training exercise involving an F-22 Raptor occurred yesterday.
And we begin tonight with breaking news. Low-flying choppers, loud explosions, a military exercise catching people by surprise tonight in downtown L.A.
And while it may look like an invasion, don't freak out. We're told it's only a training exercise.
It looked like a scene from a war movie, a helicopter flying low in between buildings in downtown Los Angeles. According to the LAPD, it's all part of a U.S. Army training exercise to teach soldiers skills and how to operate in an urban environment. The department said residents could hear weapon simulations. Officials say the local terrain in Los Angeles provides the Army with unique locations and environments that service members may encounter when deployed overseas. But some people here feel they should have been warned about this.
So wait, I'm confused. The military says that they gave ample notice to local residents, yet the local residents are saying they had no notice. Which is it? Also, since when, after starting 2 foreign wars, do U.S. service members need to invade our own cities in order to do any sort of urban warfare training? For example, here's what the military calls the box. It's located at Fort Irwin, which is in the California desert. It's a full-scale mock-up of what can be expected overseas. In this training video, they're actually using simulated weapons fire and simulated IEDs. If you notice, when the simulated IED explodes, there is no residual damage to any property. Unlike in downtown Los Angeles, where the buildings have had all the glass blown out of the ground floor windows. Who on God's earth would believe that the U.S. military would come land on Wilshire Boulevard, downtown Los Angeles, to conduct a training exercise with no notice, blow up an actual building, and leave with several packages? This was an op, people. There was an HVT, or high-value target, inside the 1138 Wilshire Boulevard address, which I believe and several others believe was a bioweapon, judging by the white suits that the operators are wearing. I'll show you video of its extraction next. Okay, here's the Wells Fargo Bank building once again in the foreground. And here come 4 Little Bird helicopters completely blacked out. Here is a stock photo of that helicopter to give you some reference as to their size and where the operators fit inside the helo. They're going to land right in front of the 1138 Wilshire Boulevard address. And you can see 4 operators go to each helo. They're all wearing white hazmat suits. Now, these are Night Stalkers. These are the Army's 160th SOAR, or Special Operations Aviation Regiment, based out of Fort Campbell, Kentucky. These are the elite of the elite. Now, when the little birds take off, keep your eyes on the men dangling out of the little birds. They're clearly visible with their feet on the skids. Then they magically disappear. Did you miss it? Let me show it to you again. All right, I'm going to show it to you 3 times in real time. Notice how the operators are outside the military choppers on the skids in the white suits, and they magically disappear after they cross behind the palm trees. Isn't that interesting? Almost as if they're using some sort of cloaking device. Here it is in slow motion, in case you think your eyes are playing tricks on you. Now you see them, and now you don't. You can see the first little bird in the front. There's the second little bird. Here comes the third little bird. This isn't some Universal Studios stunt show, kids. This is real world ops. And I don't know why they would expose top secret cloaking technology to all of downtown Los Angeles unless it was mission critical.
Here comes the Black Hawk, I think. Oh, fuck. He's like invincible.
So here is where the first of 2 Black Hawk helicopters, again with all the lights out, lands on Wilshire Boulevard. You can see the refueling probe in the front of the helicopter. And here come the operators, and look, they've got carrying almost like a stretcher sideways. They've got 2 HVTs, and they're getting on board this Black Hawk helicopter. A Black Hawk helicopter will hold 11 men, and they just put 2 packages, HVT packages, in. Here comes the second helo. Okay, here it is. I looped it for you guys a couple of times in real time, zoomed in, and then one time in slow-mo. There's 10 operators that get on board in white hazmat suits. You can clearly see 2 high-value target, 2 packages that they are carrying. 2 men each are carrying it, and they get on board this helo. And if you notice, you can see all of the guys in their white suits, and then once it takes off, they all disappear as well. Here you can see a second Black Hawk helicopter coming into land. This helo is going to take off, and all of the guys will disappear, and they're gone. But you can see their feet hanging out the side of the helicopter. Right there, you can see all of their feet hanging out. So, second helicopter is going to come in. This one actually has its lights on, not sure why. Okay, quick aside, this is the vantage point of the photographer. In the bottom of the frame, circled in red, is the Guatemalan House of Culture, boarded up. I shot this photo several days after the incident took place. The yellow circle are the palm trees, which obscured part of the video when the helicopters landed on Wilshire Boulevard. Up in the blue areas where the photographer, citizen journalist, was during the night of the incident. This is just to give you a bit of perspective of his vantage point. This is a classic example of a citizen journalist who made headlines with his footage. We're often approached by law enforcement with them saying, if you're press, where's your press pass? Press is something that you engage in. It is not something that you are. Without missing a beat, right when that thing hits the ground, here come the operators. And look, there's another two guys carrying another package. So it looks like they took 3 high-value targets out of this address. Which then one can only speculate what was going to happen with these bio or chemical weapons. Were they going to be dispersed once the building was demolished in a month from now? And who owns the Guatemalan House of Culture? More on that later. Again, all of the operators magically disappear. And you can still see their feet hanging out the side. So just in case you weren't sure if this was a bioweapon or not, here is one of the Black Hawk helicopters getting sprayed down on a surface street with what appears to be some sort of chemical decontamination. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments section as to what you think is going on in any parts of this video, especially this portion. Why on earth would this be part of a training exercise in the middle of downtown Los Angeles? Looks pretty real to me. So if you're anything like me, you're asking yourself, where were all the news choppers in Los Angeles? LA is the media capital of the world. The answer is Long Beach. All of the mainstream media was sent there by the Army to film the distraction, while the real operation was taking place downtown on Wilshire Boulevard. The Wilshire Boulevard infiltration and exfil were never supposed to see the light of day. Thank God in this day and age we have people who create their own stories outside of the mainstream media. Long Beach was simply theater.
An explosion at the port of Long Beach, and then military choppers swarm in. It's actually all part of a week of special forces training for Army pilots across Southern California. CBS 2's Chris Holmes from his live in Long Beach with more on tonight's big exercise. Chris.
While details of the military drills are kept secret, we know the soldiers will enter the building where they will work out different scenarios.
In case things weren't weird enough, here's a story of a Navy P-8 Poseidon jet, which is generally used for anti-submarine warfare. It's got a long antenna extending from the rear of the jet, which seeks out magnetic anomalies in the ocean used in the hunting of enemy submarines. Apparently, it's also got signals intercept capabilities and/or ground-penetrating radar, and was circling over the Los Angeles area at 20,000 feet on February the 4th, 1 week prior to the raid. Again, if you think this was all an exercise, I've got a bridge to sell you. In addition to the 1138 address, the 1150 Wilshire address was also breached during this raid. You can see plywood covering up one of the entry points to the building within the red circle. Also, this wide shot shows the Girardi law firm circled in blue, which will be featured in part 2 of this story. All right, here comes part 2. All right, everybody, welcome back to part 2 of the Special Forces raid downtown Los Angeles. On the far left is the Girardi law firm, which there is some speculation and some proof that they possibly could own the Guatemalan House of Culture, which is in the red circle, which was the ground zero for the HVTs, which were extracted from that address. And then in the yellow circle is 1150 Wilshire Boulevard. That address was also raided. And you can see here is a tighter shot of 1138. You can see all of the glass has been blown out. If we move over to 1150 Wilshire, you can see a white piece of paper taped to the front door. That is a notification of filming. Apparently on the 8th of February, they were doing some filming on both the 7th and I think the 8th. And that's just the notification, which is standard protocol. Here's a tighter shot of the side view. You can see some of the debris. You can see the glass remnants piled there in the corner. And then you can also see the window frame thrown off to the side. And then here's also something interesting. You can see that this is fairly new going into 1138 Wilshire Boulevard. So there was some sort of underground construction, whether it was, I don't know, water main, electrical, gas main, or so forth. But if you look at the Google Street View from April 2018, which was only 9 months ago or so, you can see that the concrete was not erupted at all and there was no construction. So I don't know if there was any correlation between these supposed weapons being stored here and any sort of construction and so forth that took place. So here's next door. This is Girardi Law Firm. This is 1126 Wilshire. I was taking some pictures of some of the security cameras that are on the exterior of the building. And just as I was thinking to myself, wow, I bet these cameras got some really incredible footage of those helicopters landing on Wilshire Boulevard, I was approached by their security guard. Says who?
Says this is a law firm and they will sue you. Just a warning.
Call the cops. Call the cops right now and go yourself, okay? Go yourself. Go yourself right now, repeatedly in the air, okay? Please. Do you know, listen, they're a fucking law firm, then they should know the fucking law. What's your fucking name? What company do you work for? JM Private Security. Is that jerk off motherfuckers? Is that what that stands for? You're on video. Go back to work. Get off the fucking public sidewalk, mother. Everybody was like, Johnny, you were being so rude and so hostile to the guy. This was not an audit. I literally went down there to shoot B-roll footage. This was not an audit at all. I had been out of the game for a little bit and I was totally blindsided by this. And no, I was working and this was not gonna happen. Get out of my face, okay? Get the out of here. Get the out of here. Get the out of my face. Call the cops, bitch. Call the cops, bitch. Right now. Right now, call the cops so you don't like my being here. It's a fucking public sidewalk. Stupid ass. Get the off of me. Get the fuck off me. Dude, you like your fucking job? You like your fucking job? It's about to fucking go away, motherfucker. Learn the fucking law. You're on a public sidewalk. Do you know anything about fucking security guards? You have no jurisdiction out here, motherfucker. Beyond the gate. Get the fuck out of here. Call your lawyers. Go ask them, you fucking stupid fuck. Here, let's ask them. No, I'm gonna go ask the fucking lawyers.
It's not public property.
Bullshit. It's publicly accessible. I'm gonna go ask the fucking lawyers.
Can't come in here.
Go fuck off, dude. Call the fucking cops, douchebag. You're really dumber than shit, you know that? They didn't train you better than that? You're on a public fucking sidewalk. You, come out here. I'm gonna go talk to her. This is a fucking publicly accessible building, you fucking idiot.
Trying to break in, you're not welcome in this building.
It's publicly accessible. I want to talk to a fucking lawyer.
This building is
go talk to your fucking boss, douchebag. Talk to your fucking boss. Now I'm going to get everybody's personal license plate and publish it online. Everybody in the fucking, because of your fucking actions, I'm going to publish every fucking personal license plate. I'm going to photograph all of them. Good job, fuckstick.
Hey, sir, why don't you come over here?
Nope. Nope.
I want to just talk to you.
Nope.
What do you want done with him, sir?
We want him removed out of here.
Off of a public sidewalk?
Well, just taking pictures, man.
He's got numerous photos.
Why don't you go inside today?
Yep. Hey, somebody got a education today.
They have every right to be out here with you.
Yep. Learn the law, douchebag. Learn the law, douchebag. Learn the law, douchebag. No. Learn the law, lady. You're a law firm. Yeah. He came out all aggressive to me on the public sidewalk. Told me I couldn't be filming from a public sidewalk. I told him to get the fuck out of here and get a real job.
What is this place?
It's a law firm. So I told him to call his bosses.
Okay. Nothing physical happened inside. Did you guys ever go inside?
No, I went to go knock on the door to try to get somebody to fucking, and he's like, it's private property, either it's publicly accessible. I knocked on the door. That's it.
What he said, get off.
Yeah.
So where do we go?
Like I told him.
Right. Yeah. 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 Looks like they must be hiding something. I wonder if they were...
Are you guys together?
I wonder if this has anything to do with the Spec Ops raid that happened a couple of nights ago. You have any comment on any...
You talking to me?
Yeah.
No, I don't have any knowledge of anybody said anything.
You didn't know about
I
that?
heard about the military helicopters that were down here, but I was
They landed right
so
here.
I don't know. Oh, okay. I wasn't here when that happened. I don't know. Yeah.
I'm here filming.
Well, let me tell you something. They said you were inside.
No, I came to knock on the door to try to get clarification from an actual lawyer to get their fucking dog off of me.
Okay.
He's on a public sidewalk. I can go knock on the door of a
What's your name?
business.
What's your name?
I'm not going to tell you that.
Okay, well, okay. If you pass that line there, they're going to put you under arrest for trespassing. All
No,
right?
they asked me to leave first, and then if I don't, it's trespassing. Do you often make up laws, officer? What's your name and your badge number?
Do you understand?
What's your name and your badge number? Do you understand?
Let me show you so you can take a picture.
Yes.
Of it, all right? There's my badge number and my name.
Delval. And do you have stripes, or are you a regular
Does
officer?
it look like I have stripes?
I don't know.
Okay.
It sure don't. You sure don't act like it.
You've been informed, all right? If you trespass past this
I don't give a
line,
shit.
you're
I don't give a
under
shit. Okay, big fucking deal. He came out to me on a fucking public sidewalk.
Well, now you know.
I already knew.
Okay.
Okay. So and you should probably stop making up fucking laws about trespass.
Okay.
It would really
take that
behoove your
advice.
career, officer.
All right. So you understand, right?
This is fucking Christ.
Do you have any questions or you have any misconcerns?
Thank you.
Why this is so fucking aggro against us.
Yeah.
When we were here doing a story and this guy came out on a fucking public sidewalk.
I don't know anything about them. All I know is what my partner's saying, that they don't want you to pass this line. That's their property.
Great.
We don't want
Well,
him to come out and do shit in public either.
Yeah.
I advise them to leave you alone. You guys leave them alone.
Okay.
Just don't pass that line.
This is as long as you guys understand that, okay?
well, you'll see it on. And tell me your name, Cruz. Thank you, Cruz. You were actually awesome. You actually didn't make up laws, unlike your partner. So you should probably not follow in his.
As long as everybody understands, we make sure they understand, you guys understand.
He's a security guard. He does this for a living. I told him to go in and get clarification. That's why I knocked on the door. This is a law firm. I asked him to go check the law.
Well, they don't want you to pass this line.
Okay, great. I was never
keep it
past
like
it
that.
until they. Listen, I was here for 10 minutes before that happened. I don't give a fuck. Fuck out of here, dude. Fuck out of here.
You've been warned.
I've been warned. Oh. Do me a favor, officer. You're not being detained. You are free to leave, okay? But stop making up laws, okay? And stop resisting.
We promised to never knock on the door for help again.
Yeah.
All right, you guys have any questions?
Cruz, you were awesome. Delval, go back to the fucking academy, dude. Yeah, go back to the academy. Stop making up laws, bro. Especially for people that know the fucking law. It doesn't look good on a resume, bro. Yep.
It's time to close up when you fuck up, right?
So they shut down the business. We go around the back, and I know what you're thinking, Johnny. You're just being paranoid. You're just being paranoid. Well, check this out. So in case those other two characters weren't creepy enough, here is character number 3. And again, if you've ever been in downtown Los Angeles, nobody dresses like this. This is like, oh, I'm going to try to hide in plain sight, and I'm going to try, and you stand out like a sore thumb. This guy pretends to feed coins into the parking meter. The problem is, in Los Angeles, the parking meters blink green if there's money or red if there's no money on both sides, so that parking enforcement, or when you roll up to a spot, you know, oh, wow, look, there's a green spot. I got some free time. So obviously you get a light on your side, on the curb side, to see whether or not it's green or red. And there's also a light on the other side pointing into traffic that is green or red. This guy pretends to dump coins into the meter, yet the meter is still reading red on my side, which tells me that this guy is absolutely there undercover doing what, and he's not that good at his job. Comment below on the creepy factor. I don't know if I was able to portray how creepy the vibe was. There was also a quote-unquote homeless guy that engaged us in conversation. Suffice it to say, it was a very, very weird day. So, thank you guys for watching the video. I've been promising some of you this revision with this clip up at the front with the guy transferring whatever it was from hand to hand, and no play for Mr. Gray. So I appreciate your patience. Thanks so much for watching the video, you guys. If you like the content, you want to find your way back, subscribe to the channel. And we will see you in the next video. I love all of you, except that one guy.